Yeah, friends, in today's session, let's understand the second unit of our module, SOQL for admins. Here, uh, already I told you, right? So, being admins, you need not worry about the coding part. Don't have the fear of coding. We are going to make the things very simple, right? Just stay tuned. Well, and let's move to the module. So we have finished yesterday the get started with SOQL queries. Let's take the second unit, create SOQL queries in Apex classes. Well, create SOQL queries in Apex classes. Learning objectives. After completing this unit, you will be able to create SOQL query in a method. So Apex class is nothing but a controller. Controller will be having functions, which are nothing but methods. What happened? Right. And you can manipulate data written by a SOQL query. So the SOQL is going to fetch the information. So yesterday I shown you, I mean in the previous session I have shown you how list view, behind the list view what's happening, right? Okay, well your video is there, you can also go through that from 17.3 to 17 minutes 32 seconds for this particular unit, right? Introduction. Now that you have understood the basics of SOQL query, you can apply your knowledge of a formula fields to SOQL queries. Our query is pretty simple. Select first name, last name from account. That's it. So we have understood select and from are the mandatory, the required keyword for a SOQL query, and what are the fields we need and from which object where the fields are existing. Well, so we need an object to store the resulting data. So it is going to give you five records. For example, contact is having five records, just five records, because we have not used any limit statement. Consider there are just five records only. The contact is returning five records. So where do you store it? Right, you need to store it. One variable in programming language, we store in a variable. Right. So that object, that variable, because SOQL query is always written data in form of a list, right? Here not one record, it is giving the list of five records. We create an Apex list, right? So in whoops we might have collections, there you might have understood list set map. So we are assigning the return information, the returned data into a list variable. So in the Apex basics for admins, you know how to list set map to be declared. Well, so list is a reserved keyword for declaring the list, right? Like this we will create. So list is a keyword, and within the lesser than greater than brackets you are having the variable. Is it a list of string, a list of integer, list of object, anything? So here the list of contact type, and I'm giving a name, variable name, a list of contacts, where this is the variable responsible for storing whatever we are going to assign the return. Here five contacts are being returned, so here that will be stored. Well, to assign the results of a query to the new list variable, we put assignment operator, that is nothing but equal, between the list declaration. So this is the list variable declaration, and the query, this is the query. So always the plain SOQL query, we will put it in the brackets, square brackets like this. Select so and so fields from so and so object, right? The syntax is within the square brackets. Okay, and in any programming language each statement will close with semicolon. Here also our Apex language, each statement will end with a semicolon, right? Let's try it out in our developer console for testing purpose. Then we send the list of contacts to the debug log, so we can see how the code is working. Debug log as well, so I have shown you just a system.debug, just printing a message that I have shown you in the same manner, right? Okay, so this is the first line on the developer console. We are going to type, and here I have copy also. Generally, I recommend to type with your hands, not copy and paste. I strongly deny. I don't encourage it. All you people know that, right? List, type, variable name, and assign with the SOQL query. That's it. And then in the next line, system dot debug, and what is the variable? List variable. It is going to fetch you some two records. Limited to two, because we have gone the limits in the previous session also we observed. Right, let's do that now. Let's open any account. Okay, right, challenge is having some thing to be there, no? Better I will open the trailhead account itself. I hope this is that what we have taken for this module. Hmm. uh, right. Hmm. Maybe right, fair. Okay, so for this, entering the into the developer console, or at the last, to take this challenge we need to log in. So let me launch this one. So what are the playground that we are using for this specific module? And I strongly recommend one playground for one module. After that you can deactivate and take one more. So that's good practice. And specific modules require a special playgrounds, right? Okay, here I am going to the developer console, even from the classic or from lightning. In the developer console, where is it asking query editor or not query editor, because debug message is also there, no? Right, so the line one list, right? Okay, you can copy it, that's up to you, or I strongly recommend typing it. Okay, just for the time purpose, saving of the time being, type it. Okay, so the line one is assigning to its variable what we are assigning, first name last name from contact object of two records, enough. In the next line you need to print it, system.debug list of contacts. Okay, copy it. Because you are admins, I am giving a little bit relaxation exemption, else strictly I recommend to type. Okay. Then execute. The code runs successfully, else we will get some errors. Okay, then in the execution log check for the debug messages. So all this stuff, this is not for your admins, this is for developers, like at what time and who is the user started it, after that allocations, what happened, what happened. Okay, at this hours, this minute, this second, this milliseconds, what happened, right? For you directly, you have a checkbox here, debug messages, so the printing thing. So the line number 2 of our code is debugging statement. What it is? First name, last name. Okay, and the second record, first name, last name, Scene Forbes, Rose Gonzalez. Okay, right, it has returned. Good. So what happened here? Actually, you have declared a list variable and assigned the return data over there, right? And you have executed it. Debug only checkbox. Okay, I have already shown you. Well, so this is a line number. Line number is debug statement is 2. Okay, if our object has not returned any information, right, the debug message will be nothing, just blank. So what happened here? You run a SOQL query, querying the object, send matching to the uh, Apex class if you have, right, and the data you have returned is this one, Rose Gonzalez and Synforms. Okay, then what happened above is first it runs the query, right, and the line 2 debug, it printed whatever the returned. Okay, then let's take the Apex class. Okay, Apex class. Previously, in the previous unit where we worked, we went to the query editor in the developer console. In the developer console, one, two, three, fourth tab, query editor, where we have run SOQL queries or SOSL queries. Well, so here what we are doing, we are taking a class and a method, and we will call the method, right? So to create a class, there are various methods. Generally, I recommend to go to setup, and in the setup of custom code, right, it is lightning experience. If it is a classic, going to the develop and Apex classes, that strongly recommend. Okay, from developer console also we can do it by going to the file and new, and then Apex class component or visual force anything Apex class, right? So here this trailhead module is also suggesting you go to the developer console, then file, tab, a new Apex class, give the name as contact utility, right? Contact utility. Then the contact utility is opened with these lines, public, sorry, it's not that, it will be having class public with sharing class, without sharing class. Okay, with sharing, without sharing. Being an admin, you have record sharing, OWD, role hierarchy, automatic sharing rules of object, or manually sharing of record, right? So obliging them, respecting them is nothing but with sharing keyword. The Apex developers use with sharing means obliging that. We have to bypass it, that is without sharing, right? So by default it is without sharing. Well, then come here, new, and take the Apex class. What is the name they are asking you to give? Contact utility. Okay, let's give it. Then what happened? A class, a controller with that name contact utility is created, and it is having a starting brace and ending brace. Duplicate value, record ID, and on. How can it happen? So okay, it's not there. No. Hmm. Maybe some server time, server level. Basically, it's slow. Hmm. Okay. let's try to create once again. Contact utility, I hope. Contact utility. Is it correct? CONTSCT by C capital. If it gives error, I will show you another method how the Apex programmers will do that. Okay, forget it. It is showing some issues. Leave it. So, not respond. So this is the thing. This is the thing. I suggest Salesforce Classic. Okay, let it come. Okay, still it takes this much time for refreshment. I will move to the Salesforce Classic. Well, go for the custom code where it is, and you have Apex classes. The available Apex classes are these many. Contact utility. Okay, right. It's already there. Contact utility I have created right now. Okay. In that case, shall I try to do the rest in developer console? Okay. So what happened? Public, then with sharing, without sharing. Right, without sharing. This is done by the Apex developers. Nothing but record level sharing, OWD, role hierarchy, etc. Right. So it has the starting braces, ending braces. The class started, class ended. Okay. What next? We are going to uh, declare methods or variables. Right. So these double slashes are nothing but commenting. That line will not be executed. Right. So what I have to do in this? The class opens, displaying code that declares the class and leaves a space for the body of the class. Okay. On line number 2, add a method name view contacts. How? It's a static. Static means it doesn't need to create an instance of the class, right? Okay. Again, in the whoops, you might have understood. Of course, you may be admins, but you might have understood. To call a method, you need to create an object instance variable for that. So static means you need not. Directly, we will call the method. Okay. So copy this one and put within the body, right? So what you have done so far is you have created a method within that. Try to save it if any errors are there. So here you're seeing star means it is in saving. Once it's saved, okay, it's saved. If any errors are there, for example, starting brace is there method, ending space is not there, it is going to give you problems here in the problems tab. So expecting ending. Okay, right. So you need not worry, this will be by for the programmers. Then in the method, what to do in the method, that is nothing but online number 3, uh, inside the view contacts method. So type this code. So whatever we have executed previously, the same thing, but here limit is not there, right? Copy that one, execute it. Okay, then save the class, control S, or anything. So this star symbol means some changes have been made after saving. After that, if you click control S, that is save, look at that star symbol. If any errors are there, that will show in the problems, else that's stored. So star symbol is there. If I make any changes to this method, for example, this, right here, the star symbol came. Well, then what shall we do? We have to use the loop. So loops in oops, so we might have seen how we have to handle the list. You need to have one item variable, right? Each variable. So for that, you will use for each loop. For each loop, what we call for each loop, you declare a loop. In the for, declare the object type, single item variable, and the list variable. Okay, list variable, right? So what I am doing, copying this one inside the method, that is line number 4, line number 5, anywhere, line number 4. Okay, here the loop body comes. So for the contact object, a single contact variable, I'm taking con, and the list variable is list of contacts. So here all the contacts have been returned to the list of contacts. Now in this contact, each record by record iterations will take place. Well, then the list is giving you 2 or 3 or 4 or something, right? Okay, then you have to go like this, one by one by one. So each contact from the list of contacts, we have to take it. The first name, where it is in first iteration, first record variable is con, that first name. In the second iteration, second record. Third iteration, like that, till the iterations finish, that will be over there, right? Then what we are taking, we are taking some full name, a string variable, to have a string concatenated, like first name, you have put it in the single quotes, means statically you are typing this, plus means concatenating with a variable record, single contact record variable, and it has a field called first name. Again you are concatenating with comma, then last name, and concatenating with last name. So this is string concatenation, static value and variable value, that may be confusing for you. Here I can't recommend you to type it, just copy it, paste it. For your information, whatever is in single quote, that's a static text, you type it static, fixed text. And whatever the variable value in the first iteration, first record value will be replaced here. In the second iteration, second, right? So like that, first name is Angela, last name is Carter. For the first record, it will be like this. Okay, put it in the loop body. Sorry, have I copied it properly? Copy it. Okay, you are taking a full name string type variable, right? What is the next step? Simple, print it. How? Using this one, system.debug message, or else both the lines, take it. So this line remove because already we are taking it, paste it. So string of, I mean full name, a variable of string type, got this in first iteration, right? This first iteration, first record will be there, that first name, that last name. Okay, in the second iteration, second records first name, last name, like that it will be giving, and you are printing it where line number 6. Line number 6, you have the debug statement, remember it. Now your code is going to look like this: first class declaration, method declaration, list variable declaration, assignment, then the iteration of the list started for each loop, and item. Okay, or else you can copy the entire code like this from here also, right? Then you have to call this method. Static method means directly you can call contact utility dot static method. If it is not a static method, you have to create a object variable, instance variable for that, right? Okay, how you can call? Yeah, there are various methods to execute or to invoke apex methods. There are various styles, fashions. Simply let us do it in the execute anonymous window, means on a visual force page or component, lighting component. Various methods, various styles are there. So to make the work easily within the developer console itself, let us execute through execute anonymous window. So first copy this one, going to the developer console. Here in the debug, the third tab is there now, debug menu. The first open execute anonymous window, the shortcut control A. So here call that method view contacts method, which is a static view contacts method from this class, contact utility class. Okay, you can give whatever the name you want. It is developer defined names, you can give anything, just care has to be taken, it should not be reserved keyword. That's it, right? Execute and open the log window also. Only one line is there, you can call execute, or if how I have 100 lines, I want to execute only this line, then I can call execute and highlighted one, anything is fine. So then you have the log over here, log got generated. So I am going to the debug straight away. Records are there, debug system SOQL, right? Limit you call method contact utility. Okay, view contacts, excellent. Select first name last name from contact, excellent. Line number 3. Okay, that's it. What happened? uh, okay, right. We have not saved, huh? Right, so this is star symbol, means we have not saved, right? Save it first, confirm yourself. I am confirming myself also. Right, let's go to the next part. Let's run the same again. Okay, so previously we have not saved, that is the issue. Then go to the debug straight away. So line number 6, you see, line number 6, rows Gonzalez. First name is the static text you have typed within the single quote and concatenated with the variable, contact variable, and its field rows, I mean the first name, like that. So like that all the iterations. Line number 6, so this is the way how you iterated the list variable for each item, right? Each item. Well, so like this you create methods in apex class, and you will assign the list of data into a list variable, and you iterate with for each loop, and you are debugging, means you are printing onto the log. Okay, so like this, yeah, you have got like this, right? Done. So like this, we have practiced that one. Now it's the time for hands-on challenge. How much time it is for us? Half an hour. Okay, within 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, we will finish it. I hope you are not in hurry. Right, let's take the challenge. So what we have to do, the task is you have to create a class called account utility and a static method called view annual revenue. And okay, keywords we know. The method is a static method. It should be public and it should be wide. Okay, if you want, you can refer the above method where you have practiced it. Public, static, wide, then the method name. Well, right here there is no other alternative. You have to type it. Even you are an admin, you have to type it. Well, create a list variable with this name only, because the validation will be done by the robots, not the human beings. So strictly how to follow whatever the name. Okay, and create a query and assign the results to a list, and the fields what you want are the account name and the annual revenue. So you should know the API names of the account, right? API names of the account. Well, so for that, how you can get it? Through the developer console. Yesterday also we have seen file, open, objects, and search for the object, contact object, account, no, sorry, account, account object, and you will be getting name, account name, API name is NAME, NAME. Then annual revenue, uh, what's the thing? Annual revenue, right? Is it? I am. Okay, go down. Yeah, annual revenue. So, yeah, annual revenue, there won't be space because it is a programming name, no API variable name, right? Okay, and employees is the label, number of employees is the API name. Yesterday also, I mean, the previous session also have shown you. Okay, here is expecting just two things. Account name is the label, NAME is the variable, annual space revenue is the label, and API name is annual without space revenue. Okay, on object account. So, and take the list name account list as created here, and you have to iterate each item. What you need is account name followed by annual revenue. That's it. Store the concatenated string in a variable name called account and revenue, account name and revenue. Print the account and value. Right, let's do one by one. Right, what we have to do, I think it's better to have another session in the next video. Shall I do? What's the time? 33 minutes. 33 minutes. Okay, so better I am stopping it here. So the theoretical concept is here, and for the hands-on challenge, I will be taking in the next video. Stay tuned. Right, in the next video we are doing the hands-on challenge.